You can see yourself at YouTube.
Okay. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, what do you guys think? How pissed am I right now? Like, this is where like you have to like fight within your inner urge to scream and just break something. As a man, it's very hard to control that aggressiveness sometimes. And yes, change my thumbnail. Okay, thank you. I'll do that. So, um, someone joined the live stream without letting me know, and when I ended their attempt to join the live, I don't know who it is, right? It ended the live stream, so it was kind of weird, and I had no idea. And the stupid thing about the StreamYard, it doesn't let you re-enter the same live stream, so you have to create a new one. So my apologies. I also want to thank Robert Cole, who just donated $20 to the last live stream. Unfortunately, we ended it, so I can't highlight his message. So thank you for that, Robert. I appreciate that. So let's get back into this. Technical difficulties are behind us now. You would think after 3 years of doing this, I'd have some kind of idea how to do a live stream, right? Like, I don't even understand sometimes why you guys watch me. Cole Dow, are you still in Cebu? I am not, sir. Not right now. Hi from California. Hello. Hello, hi from California. So LED handyman. What's happening, Asia now? What is happening is the good question. Right now, nothing. I woke up in the AM. I was traveling yesterday, so I couldn't do a regular video, and I decided why not do a live stream and talk about some of the top stories and the comments from our previous video. So we'll do that today, and as usual, just open discussion. Um, Jay Boogie says, "Yo, what's up, Alex? When will you be back in Cebu?" I just don't know yet. It's a good question. I have no idea. Usually, whenever I travel, I do like last minute things. I never really have plans. That's the beauty of being a person who works for themselves. Essentially, like I can take a week off. Really, I can take 2 weeks off, and I'll have no actual problems. I mean, I don't want to, but the point is, I can. Right? When you work for somebody else, you need permission for everything. Okay, yeah, I gotta organize my finances, budget a bit better, or whatever. But the point is, like, that's the beauty of having this flexibility. I can be in a different city every other week if I want, right? And some people think traveling is expensive, but actually, I save money by being away from Canada. So, um, we all know about cost of living and all that. So, yeah, but right now, I have no idea yet. We'll get into everything in a second, guys. Let me get back up to people's. Robert says, "What a mess! LOL. What happened to them? YouTube hiccup. It wasn't actually YouTube. This was my fault this time, to be honest. I was trying to end somebody's attempt to join the live stream, but I ended the whole live stream. I don't. Yeah, I guess you guys can do that, right? Maybe I can start having guests on the channel that wants to share the experience, but it's a whole bunch of scheduling. And a couple times in the past, thumbnail. Okay, I'm getting orders to change the thumbnail. A couple times in the past where I've can you do it? I'm gonna send the thumbnail to you. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Can you do it for me? Okay. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, a couple times in the past, I've asked people to join me on my live stream. I made a thumbnail, made a big announcement, and the people didn't show. So those 2 times had me stop doing that. So I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. I'm just gonna rely on myself for now. Oh, leave stress behind says, oh, I was asking whether you use a DJI or GoPro when you go out to do the live streams or the interviews. I use a GoPro. It's a GoPro 10. It's a 3 years old now. A couple good things about the GoPro is the fact that obviously stability is great. But a couple of things I don't like. Number one, it overheats rather quickly. About 15 minutes of straight recording usually overheats the battery. Number two, the low light is terrible. That's why you never really see me make any videos at nighttime with the GoPro or any camera really. So the lighting is horrible because I can't afford like $6,000 cameras where it does a good job in the evening. And yeah, I wouldn't really recommend a GoPro anymore. I think for those reasons, and also the color is really saturated and it almost has an AI filter that I don't necessarily want. So it's got a few things that's wrong with the GoPro I don't really like. Maybe the newer versions fix some of those things, but I'm using GoPro 10, so maybe that's why. But hello from New Orleans, Salvador. Esposito said, Louisiana. Thank you, Alex. Actually, New Orleans is one of the only places in the U.S. that I actually want to see, to be honest. New Orleans and Miami are the two places I think I'll be interested in visiting. Just I like the vibe, or at least what I think would be the vibe in those two places. I'm sure the whole country is beautiful, but I think if I had to start somewhere, those would be the two places I'd like to begin with checking out first. Seriously, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, Chugsy, I know, right? What am I doing? So embarrassing at this stage. I still can't figure out how to do a live stream. No, I'm serious that they're messing up with this like layout, and I can't even like click on comments unless I take 3 steps to highlight them. It's annoying as heck. Oh, thanks, homie. Alba Thoughts official says, thank you for all your efforts to summarize the daily news with a good dose of your unique humor. Word. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, it's funny. Somebody in the comment section the other day was like, "Oh, I don't know what the big hype is about Cebu. I came there for a week and I went this place and that place and I even saw Alex. I waved to him, but he ignored me." I'm like, bro, did you ever think I didn't see you? Like 90% of the time, I'm looking at my phone when I'm walking, listening to music, or just annoyed because of the humidity. If I don't see somebody that says hello to me, buddy, I'm a nobody. I'm just like everybody else. For whoever met me before, they can tell you I'm just a normal dude. So I just felt it was funny. Somebody had a bad experience in Cebu, and the cherry on top was me not waving back at them. So I'm like, sorry, bro. There's never been in my life. If a person waves at me, I'm running to them. Hello, what's up, man, woman, anybody, right? Like I think I'm a friendly dude. So I felt so bad. I'm like, bro, I didn't see you. So I doubt he's watching this, but if you are, Virginia, soon to be Bataan, flock of gypsies. Funny. Where is your favorite island in the Philippines? Oh, that's a good question. For me, I think Malapascua is my favorite island. Malapascua is nice. I even Bohol's nice. Got a bit of everything, but Siquijor was a little bit too small. But I think if I gave it a bit long, I was only there for a few days, so I don't really know too much about it. But I think personally, I really enjoy Siquijor. The fact that I was really away from a lot of things, and the expat community was pretty friendly, and also the beaches were really nice and clean and white. Plus, they had the thresher sharks there, even though I didn't see any or did any diving. It's cool to know you're in like a place where one of the only few places in the world where you can see that creature there. Um, I had a good stay there. I had a good time at Mount Pascua, so I recommend it if you're in Cebu. Check that out. I'm just going through the comments, guys. Give me a second. Robert Cole said you can live through StreamYard, but remember to mute your YouTube, and there's a delay of 2 or 3 seconds on messages. Ah, good to know. And the other problem I think with me right now, not only am I using StreamYard, I'm also using StreamYard on a phone, which makes it even more challenging. If I had a laptop here and I could use the mouse and kind of navigate a lot easier. So these things, like because I'm not a professional streamer, some people like stream for a living. That's all they do. You have a proper setup with a camera and all that stuff. All this is usually last minute. I just throw something together so you guys have something to watch and I can interact with you guys when I can't do a proper video. I'm gonna miss a bunch of messages, I'm sure. So excuse that, guys, while I find my way here. Next up, Jimbo says, tidbit of info for you. Let me just go ahead and highlight this. Jimbo said, a tidbit of info for you. If an American marries a working, educated Filipina, she's no longer allowed to work. She can't handle the gossip train. Better to not work and save face. Crazy. Buddy, I don't know what any of that means, but it seemed like a wide generalization of a situation that you may have experienced. I don't know about any of that. Well, thanks for sharing. Chuggy says, oh, as a reference to your feedback. I know, I understood that because I always say, what are you doing, bro? But I say that to myself too. Hey, I'm one of those guys that like, I call myself out on dumb stuff too. Like if I do something stupid, I don't pretend to like know everything. Like if I'm like for example, this is gonna sound weird. If I'm like at the gym and I'm too lazy to do anything, I like talk to myself like, listen, you fat fuck, you can go back and eat a hamburger any minute. Just get your ass on this treadmill for 20 minutes or something like that. Obviously I'm paraphrasing here, but like I don't like to feel sorry for myself ever, right? So if one day I'm just kind of like a low energy, I'm like, oh, get up your lazy ass or something. I can't, whatever the situation is, I kind of like motivate myself through talking down to myself, basically. Seashells. That's how you say it, right? Charles. Hello from Daan Bantayan. Age of Travel 2024. Hello, Alex. You want to do a parallel visa? Oh, let's see this. Robert says, Alex, if you want to do a panel via StreamYard, it'd be free, but you're limited to 4, I believe. If you want more, then you have to pay and sub and pay and all that. Yeah, I don't think I could even get one person to be on this panel. I'm sure I can, but like I said, these things are very random. They're not very organized. One day in the future, perhaps, if I want to start making regular videos, we could do just like live streams and all that. So the other thing I don't like about StreamYard, like whenever there's a new comment, it bumps it up. Like, so all the previous comments get pushed back. I guess some people might like that, but for me, then I got to scroll all the way back because I like reading everybody's comments, or at least trying to attempt to. So, another annoying thing about this. Okay. What else we got here? That's it, right? Okay, I think I read everybody's comments. J Buggy, I'm sure you and a lot of people want to know this. I'm going to go ahead and say no to that. Jesus loves everyone. Hello, Alex. Hello. Cody Williams says, you're missing the election, or does Canada allow it while overseas somehow? I have never looked into it and just happened to be back at the moment. Cody, I am missing the elections and I do not care for it. I have no idea about the logistics. Jesus loves everyone says, when is he next random stranger Filipino meet and chat and interview questions? That was on fire. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about me, I do that very regularly. Hey, Steel City TV, cheers, good evening and good morning. Hello, hello. Okay, so let's talk about some random stuff before I get into it. So, in the last video, what we talk about? Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop using StreamYard, man. I don't like the whole setup here. It's annoying. Big time. Just so distracting. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I can't talk smooth and freely and just taking me like 4 seconds per message. So yesterday we talked about those two Filipino vloggers or YouTubers that were sitting on a toilet butt naked and doing a prank, and they were arrested for basically causing a disturbance, right? Someone says, I think all the Philippine vloggers will be scrutinized by the government after the recent episodes. And another person said all these old expats telling people to come to the Philippines, they should be also under the microscope and arrested or something like that. So personally, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think the only time stuff like this is even looked into when the public essentially makes a big deal out of it, make it go viral, and enough people are pissed off where the NBI or one of the branches of the government, police, the authorities even looks into it and does anything. The thing with the older expats in Dumaguete or any other city that make videos, they don't really say anything illegal. You know what I mean? This dude was like not wearing clothes in the middle of the street on a toilet, disrupting traffic. So there's an actual specific law that said you can't do that, for example, or they can hold them for something. But if somebody's sharing their opinion, even whether you like it or not, that's really nothing the government or YouTube can do about it, right? Unless they're specifically being explicit, like it's too extreme one way or the other, right? So I don't think those YouTubers in Dumaguete have anything to worry about. And even like some people say, "Oh, you're not paying taxes. You're not paying taxes." That's not how it works. YouTube, you're a self-employed individual. You're contracted, and you don't know if people are claiming the taxes or the income or whatever when they file tax in their home country. So YouTube is already. I mean, immigration came out already and said unless YouTubers are directly selling something on their YouTube page, that's there's like a whole thing they said about it, and even that they said it's okay, and it was one person's opinion. So I don't know how much weight that has in any like legal way or form, right? So unless one of these guys that you're watching does something absolutely weird, not weird, but like against the law, I don't think anything's gonna happen to those guys. Um, so instead of highlighting things, I'm just gonna read them because the highlighting part takes a whole bunch of time. Okay, so uh, we'll do that. Any bad behaviors from foreigners? Yeah, bro, daily. What's up? And good morning, said Matthew. Hello. Jay Boogie says Alex is the king of street interviews, but never dates his content. LOL, sure. Hey man. If you Wizard Gaming says, hey, I love the channel. Thank you. Matthew said people going nuts in the world nowadays. I think it's always been there. We just all have cameras in our hands now, so we could see it a lot more. And yeah, I feel like that too, but I just don't know if it's because I'm covering the news more or it's just actually happening. Robert Cole says, Alex, the toilets in the Home Depot are for display only. I learned that the hard way the other day. Taking a doo doo at the Home Depot. Yeah, I know. We all want to do that. Hey, no. Oh, man. I'm going to show you guys what I mean, man. So this little area is all I got to work with when I want to click on something. They have this stupid referral link because they want you to use StreamYard. So I got to like make sure I press it or else I'm going to. This is how it is. If you guys watched Black Mirror recently, the subscription episode, that's exactly what it is. They want you to pay and pay and pay and pay. Like, I don't want to pay, bro. If I wanted to like pay, I'd be not using your service. I'll just do YouTube, like annoying. Would you ever give up your Canadian citizenship to be a Philippine citizen? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Meanwhile, in India, they drop their pants, pitch, and low cultural difference. Yeah. The thing is, you're not in India, though, right? So that's why it's going to be against the law. Wah, wah, wee, wah. Cole Dow Jones with a $10 donation. Dude, just go live through YouTube itself. You're using third party LOL. Yeah, I thought this was going to be like more fun and more interactive, but you're right. It's just cheesing me at this point. And I don't even know if I want to do that now. I feel like I want to end this right now and go live through YouTube, but I'm going to soldier through this one episode, but never again. Forget you, StreamYard. Thank you for the $10. Now I can have lunch on you, Cole. Dow Jones. Thanks again, bro. See, like this is annoying as heck, man. I have like no space to work with to click on comments. Forget this. Like what? Huh? Help! Should I bring a laptop here? Should I use a laptop? Nah, too late. Again, share the referral link. I don't want to share no link, bro. Just let me get back to my comments, please. You guys, we have to remember to be a calm person, There we go. Crazy. Media assets, no. Banners, no. Comments, yes, please. But let me show you guys why I'm upset. So this here is the phone screen, and there's nowhere to like scroll down to the comment unless I press share this referral link or what? Huh? See, like, I'm gonna watch. Wait, guys, I gotta figure this out. I'm gonna lose my mind live on YouTube. I'm gonna lose my cool, and I'm gonna break something, and you guys gonna see the anger that's been living inside me for a long time that needs to come out. Hey, yo, Palm, why can't I check the? Yeah, please do. Please help. So I want to try to figure this out. It's like, don't freak out. Oh, hey, what's up? I gotta. Are you in the live now? You gonna be on camera with that hair? Oh my God. Oh, that's me. I hear myself. Can you like highlight the comments for me? I'm gonna see in the mirror.
No.
That's okay. People know who you are.
Can you highlight from there?
Yeah, she finally. Thanks. So back up to my backup. Marry her already. Oh, I see why you gave me that. Come on, man. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Let me get back up to par here. Oh my goodness. Cole Dow Jones, thank you for the $10, man. Um, have you thought about traveling to Afghanistan? I have, and I wanted to this year, but I was gonna go with a buddy of mine who's busy with work. Let's put it that way. But when I go to the region, yeah, I'm definitely gonna consider going to Afghanistan, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Azerbaijan. A lot of stands and jans. I'm gonna get be seen there for sure. Um, hey, I don't remember writing that. Don't forget to like and hit the super thanks. Thanks. Hello from Calgary. I'll be moving back to Cebu in a year. Hey, what is your favorite budget and five-star hotel in the Philippine city? Okay. Sorry, guys. Another? It's not fun. It sucks. I know, right? This sucks too. I'm not even enjoying this live stream. I have to like spend half my time trying to navigate through this. Boo. Nah, Chuggy, that doesn't backfire. It's all good. Good morning, Fred. Farrell says hello. Oh, Farrell. Farrell? Farrell. Favorite Filipino dish? I like lumpia for its simplicity, the vegetarianness, the crispy outside, and the flavors on the inside. Oh, old time traveler says before the social media and the internet, expat and tourist behavior badly was worse. I could imagine because there was like less eyes on them, right? And they had, I assume people had the feeling they could do anything, get away with it, especially back then, where I feel like obviously less tourists were going to these places, so they were treated a bit more as high value potential customers or guests or whatever you want to call them. So I feel like they were able to get away with a lot worse. And some people may not have, what do you call that, gotten out of that mentality, right? So yeah, cool. Still City TV said no. Philippine passport is very weak, and that's why I kind of like talking about that. It's weak, and let me just read it. No way, Philippine passport is very weak. It's sealed or sad. I've seen travel bloggers trips on hold because the Filipino can't get visa, even though they got money. YouTube channel still a pain, definitely. And the one thing I just saw recently on social media, this might be, it's not confirmed because I didn't see it on a news outlet, but two or three people posted photos of their passport being torn at the airport. So what they're claiming, these random travelers, basically whoever's working at the airport, when they receive the passport, they put a little tear in it, preventing them from travel or straight up from hating or jealousy or whatever. Now, all these three passports were Filipino passports, and all three different people did show their name and was coming from the account directly. So I don't see that being a scam or fake news or nothing. I might cover that in the next video, but pretty scary to think you want to go on a trip to Bali or somewhere and someone that's jealous behind a counter tears a corner of your passport, preventing you from leaving. And all three swore that there was nothing wrong with the passport when they initially gave it to the person. And they do it on the main page. So it's very obvious if there's something wrong with it because you're looking at that page often. And you can't travel because that is the main page. Any like damage to your passport will prevent you from traveling. Kind of sad when you think about it, right? But if true, presumably, or is that the word? Allegedly, I want to say actually. Robert Cole says, Alex, did you see my super chat go through earlier? Just curious. I think it was in the middle of a channel chaos. I'm not sure if it actually went through as in like process, but I did see it. Thank you so much, Robert. That $20 to the channel. Always a big supporter of the channel, Robert Cole. So I do appreciate that. I should be able to see it maybe in a day or so when YouTube's always 2 or 3 days behind when it comes to like monetary what's the word? Summary, right? So they'll tell you who gave what or whatever. I can confirm with that later. But yeah, thank you. I did see that, so I appreciate it. In July, we'll try a second time for the wife's tourist visa. Unbelievable how hard it is. Yeah, a lot of people do have problem with that. That's why I recommend checking out Ovis. So I don't know if it's just tourist visa if they can help with that, but any like um, spousal visa or common law or travel, whatever, I recommend ovis.com. I did an interview with Mike, 2 interviews on my Living Abroad channel. He's been doing it for 40 years. So he said they got extremely high rates of being successful with any kind of immigration services. So check them out. And there's a 10% discount if you use code Alex if you like that. So take a look. Um, Shuggy said, "What the fuck? Tearing passports for real? Crab mentality on a whole new level." Yeah, that is pretty. It's just sad to me. It's so. I would be infuriated if somebody tore my passport because they see that I'm going on a trip. Like what? Come on, man. That should be like time in jail and a long time. Like so. I am. I mean, I'm a human being too. I get frustrated. Luckily, I'm in the comfort of a private room here, so whatever. Actually, I'm live with you guys, so maybe not. Yeah, I never claim to be perfect. I swear, I do dumb stuff all the time. So I just try to like be respectful, at least on camera, because nobody comes here to see my personal struggles, or my mood swings or whatever they are. So. Hey, G Johnny Gold is here from Bohol. So good morning. Good morrow, good fellow. Okay, so that was one thing that was going around, which is just, yeah, I think on a whole new level of just hatred. And is that I don't know what the word is, but like definitely not something I want to be a part of, that kind of behavior. Um, let's see some more comments from the last video. Weird. Usually the top comments are like right up there, but so Randy says, I have a feeling that the Swiss man bolted to Vietnam or Cambodia. The lady isn't dropping it and taking his money to settle. So he knows there could be possible jail time. Yeah, this is for that incident in 2022 where that Swiss guy kicked a Thai doctor in the back because she was sitting on the steps of his luxury residence or whatever, even though it's basically right on the beach. Um, so the initial case was basically dismissed or whatever. There wasn't enough evidence. Word. The video evidence. What? So that, and then the Thai doctor didn't let go and she appealed. So now there was another court hearing where the dude didn't show up. So the Thai doctor has an arrest warrant for him. And yeah, she's not letting it go, and rightfully so. So I guess he tried to buy her out. And he's working at this elephant sanctuary. He like rents out elephants. First of all, how is a person allowed to even own? I don't want to get into all that. But so yeah, that guy's on the run, that Swiss dude. If you guys are following that story from Thailand, of that dude being a douche, kicking people in the back. just for sitting on his porch or whatever, steps, I should say. Oh yeah, whole time travelers. Alex learned how to pronounce Naaya. Yes, yes, from the yesterday's video. Um, what is next? Invite a guest to see. No. Are we going through an agency, but still a low chance that even a spousal visa can take 3 to 4 years? We are going through an agency. Okay, so yeah, that's the messed up part, and that's why it's a privilege to be American Canadian. We sometimes don't recognize it until we come across a situation where we realize how difficult it is for other people to even get a visa, for example, travel to any destination. I mean, one of my biggest flexes is my passport, and I know it gives me access to so many countries without even a hassle. If I need a visa, I can get it done online instantly or on arrival, right? So, for example, with a Canadian passport, going to Vietnam, places like Turkey or Cambodia, Laos, they all need visas still as a Canadian, but it's simply an online portal. You basically put in information and you instantly get a QR code with a visa, basically, and you pay 50, $60. But if you're coming from a weaker passport country, you can't do that. First of all, you don't qualify for an e visa or a visa on arrival or anything like that. So you have to actually submit your paperwork to whoever and wherever. And then they can choose either not to give it to you, hold on to it. You got to call them up, follow up on it. And it just becomes a nightmare. And if you want to do that with your significant other from the Philippines trying to get to the US, a tourist visa can be a complete headache. I'm not in that situation, but I've heard like horrible stories. Robert gives some advice to Curtis about the length of the visa the spouse and the fiance one. The GI Johnny goes to Alex. I just signed on a few minutes ago. Did I hear you say you are a former mill? I am not a former mill. I do not believe in war of any kind, although I understand the necessity for it. And I do respect whoever goes into that. But for me, I'm going to be like Elvis Presley or Muhammad Ali before I go to war. I don't blame you. Chubbsy said, I'm honestly sick and worried about my passport. Last trip to Patsy, I guess. I left it at the exchange booth and almost had a jammer once. I located it. Why can't we just get a chip? Well, there's a chip in your passport, uh, the newer ones at least. But I don't know if you're serious about getting a chip because I don't want that. I'd rather not travel than have a chip in my brain or in my body for somebody to scan it for me. Alex the Dark Sider. Topic: the dark side of being a digital nomad in the Philippines. Ah, that's a good topic. I'm gonna make that next time. There's a lot of dark side and downside as well to being a digital nomad anywhere in the world. Yeah, Cole Dow Jones, you're pretty funny, bro. The only war Alex has been in recently is the war on going live on YouTube. Clearly, I can't read either. The war on vocabulary and reading comprehension, I have failed. Uh, I mean, chip injected. Woo! Don't be injecting me with nothing. Uh-uh. No, sir. Speaking of injections, I think I was getting surgery or blood taken. Oh, probably surgery because I don't think they take blood that way. But anyways, I remember like 10 years ago or so, I went to the clinic and they had to put an IV or needle into my vein here. And the girl, she was probably like 20 years old. She was young and she kept like poking it and jiggling it or jamming it around. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, call your supervisor, bro. Messing up my forehand. So she came, the supervisor came and she like put it right here, one shot. I'm like, see, it's not that hard. Ooh, crazy stuff. That's it, huh? Okay, okay. We're running out of stuff to talk about? Never. That cantaloupe's pretty delicious, though. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, let's read some more comments from the last video. Crazy. There we go. Tesla profits dropped by 71% because kissing up to Trump. Trump. So yesterday, man, some of you guys, not you guys, but whoever is not watching this, I'm sure right now, because one thing YouTube has taught me, people are different and people are very sensitive. And no matter how clearly you can describe something, they just will hear whatever they want to hear. All I did was read an article, whatever, about Tesla opening up in Manila. And I said something about crazy how 10 years ago when I first heard Tesla, it was like this cool thing. But now the sentiment has changed. I didn't say nothing about political stuff and beliefs and Trump and Nazis and fucking Elon Musk. And you wouldn't believe how many people were like, oh, you don't know shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even say anything about it. But people just want to hear what they want to hear. I'm like, all right, buddy, you go find a different channel to vent over. I just think it's hilarious. And like, nothing is always just strictly black or white either. You know, people have to realize there's always a leeway in people's opinions. It's not like, I mean, certain things, of course, there's a clear cut, but a lot of times people are like, they lean towards one thing or the other. It doesn't mean I can't even talk about Tesla now because I might offend somebody. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man, with that nonsense. Who else is here? Patrick. Hey, needle trauma. Yeah, it was needle trauma. Have you visited Davao City? I have, and I have videos on living abroad about Davao, with me getting into not an argument with a security guard, but that's one of my videos where I was really upset on camera, and I released it, so people are like mixed reactions to that one. Sup all, says Patrick. I'm the same Cole you met at Ayala Cebu, right? Ah, I do now. I can't see because the phone is so small. Yes, Cole, I remember you. A Phil Am mixture of a man, right? You're like half Filipino, half American, I believe. Now I know. We did an interview like last year, I want to say. It's funny. Same with Cole. All this guy was saying is like something about we need to do better or something very normal. And people are like, oh, get out of here. Like, yeah, people are crazy. If I can remember correctly. Howdy, Patrick. Howdy, Robert. You know I'm the same Cole. Hi, I'm from Cali. I'll be in Cebu in May. Hey, that's in a couple weeks. Agree to disagree is the best way to be. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And if I say something that's so against your beliefs, then that's what it is. And you can stop watching me or whatever. Or if somebody you're hanging out with is just complete one thing that you can't tolerate, then you have the right to move away from that person, stop communicating with them, stop interacting with them. You know, there's no point of like, I don't. As a grown person, I don't have people problem. You know what I mean? Like if somebody disrespects me, that's the end of it. If someone says something I don't agree with, I call them out and see what their explanation is. If it doesn't meet my, standards, or if I find it like not to be something I get over, then I just move on from that person. Same with like business or relationships, friendships. I have no problem cutting people out of my life. Zero. It's like at this age, you should be able to have the right to spend the time with whoever deserves it instead of people that, you know, I don't have that problem. So you're telling me that you have a crush on Elon Musk. I do not. That guy's funny, man. How are you that rich and still going on like Twitter feuds with other people and calling them out, blocking them, and like acting like a teenage girl? I don't understand. Uh, Musta? What the hell's a Musta? Shalom, Alex, Filipino caregiver working here in Taiwan. Well, I don't know what shalom is, but I'm not Jewish. Maybe your employer is. I got into the Cebu IT security. Whoa! I got into with I got into it with a Cebu IT security for vlog in IT Park. LOL. It was funny. I wasn't disrespectful, but I didn't back down. Yeah, the thing with that is, IT Park is actually private land. That's one thing that we don't know as vloggers or whatever. There's only a very small area, the park area, where you can film actually. The rest of it, you need a vlogging permit, which I think is stupid. But that's not for me to say. Even I applied for the permit because I want a peace of mind. I don't want to get into arguments with people. Um, so I applied for the permit. I filled out the application. I emailed the people. I went to the office. I did my due diligence, and they never got back to me, even though follow up emails. I'm like, buddy, let me just pay you. I'm gonna do it anyways. Why not do it legit and legally? And those security guards, they're like minimum wage workers. They're just doing what they were told. Just say, yeah, yeah, and just walk away and do what you're doing anyways. They're not gonna like follow you up and like some people might try to power trip, and then you can just be like, I'm taking a picture, bro. It's funny because they allow you to do it with your phone, but they won't let you do it with a camera. Your phone has like live capability, streaming, and all this, but I don't see what the problem is. But that's the yeah, I know about that. I don't know what any of this stuff is. What's next? Let's read some more comments from yesterday's video or 2 days ago. Let's go 2 days ago. Some of these. Oh yeah. So one thing I want to say about that, the dude, the Korean guy that got shot and robbed and taken down like that. Another person, a couple of people, I think they misunderstood what I was saying. My point was like you can't sacrifice your life over money or whatever's in your bag, basically. So if somebody pulls a weapon on you, if you're out here, someone pulls out a gun, give them what they're asking for. You can't outrun or outbeat a bullet. So don't be stupid. Whatever you have in there is not worth your life. $100,000 even, whatever's in there. Like I'm just making up a random number. Yeah, it's annoying, it sucks, and you want to stand up for yourself, but that's not the place to do it. It's not the place to be a hero. It's just like, so my point was, someone's like, "Oh, I'm unsubscribing. Bye." I'm like, "Yeah, see you later." I'm not saying because I said something like, "Take what you want." My point is like, why the senseless killing? If you're a burglar, get the items you need and walk away. This person took it as me trying to like promote robberies and shit. I'm like, you're dumb. But my point is, it sucks about that guy. And someone messaged me in the comment section saying that there's like one of the best hospitals only like 5 minutes away from that place, which was the sad part about it because according to a couple of reports that the police didn't allow his friends to take him to the hospital, and the ambulance took like nearly an hour to get there. So would have been different, most likely. I want to say, if I'm not a doctor or someone that knows that kind of stuff, but I'd assume he'd be alive if that wasn't the case, which sucks. And yeah, it's random and it's annoying, but it's also I feel like the shootings have increased a lot in the past month or so. Maybe because of election season. A random, there's some guy that went to a bakery and stabbed to death 7 people yesterday. I'm like, what? So how do 7 people allow someone? But like, I don't want to get into assumptions, but it's sad. Stuff like this happens. Like any country, if you're not involved in drugs, gambling, alcohol, some shady business like that, you're gonna be fine. But it's not 100%. So if someone tells you the Philippines is 100% safe, don't believe them. Because no country's like that, right? And yeah, it just sucks for that guy, big time, obviously. What? It's only 8:50. I'm thinking lunch already. What? Steel City TV said, I just used small GoPro and phone, which I was going by Manila rule on the vlogging. I found out Cebu was different, so I did my Filipino even airport rules with way different from Manila. That's one thing you'll find out in the Philippines. Stuff that you think should be streamlined are going to be different from city to city, office to office, even like branch to branch. One things are different all the time. So it's one of those things that is just different in the Philippines. Things are not streamlined. Even like the difference between immigration office in Cebu City and Mactan, so Lapu Lapu, Gaisano Mall, it's like night and day. The professionalism I receive at Mactan Gaisano Mall immigration office compared to the Cebu City one, it just blows my mind. Like if I ever went to the Cebu City office first, and that's how I was treated, I honestly wouldn't think I'm coming back to the Philippines. That's how bad it is. But you go to the one in Mactan, Lapu Lapu, I feel like, wow, every immigration office in the world should be like this. So you can apply that to almost anything, and it comes down to one or two or a handful of individuals, and they can really damage your perception of things, right? So you have to be aware of this so you can adjust your expectations and how you handle and deal with certain situations. Exactly. The MacTown one is straightforward and quick. There are. Marie. I always have a problem reading that name because I'm stupid. So, anyways, Marie says, "Hi, hello, Alex. It's 8:53 here in Chicago. Glad able to catch up. Thank you. Glad for you to be here. Glad for all of you to be here. I might do this another 15 minutes, just to say hello to you guys, catch up a bit. Tomorrow's video, it's going to be about an American PDF file that's been doing stuff or did something to somebody that was 7 years old, 35 years ago, that was just arrested in the Philippines. They got him in Cavite, I believe it was. So thank you for, I forgot who it was that sent me that story. I'm going to cover that. That's going to be the lead story in tomorrow's morning video. That just goes to show you, man, 35 years later, like 3 decades, and they catch you living with your Filipino partner in the Philippines, and you're done, son. So good. Glad they caught that dude messing around with children. Uh, 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 uh. What? Robert Cole says, I know the area where that happened in Pampanga. I have a close friend living there. And to be honest, the Koreans living there are not well liked. They are despised. Yeah, perhaps. But imagine despised enough to do that to somebody. I don't, that's the other thing. We have to also be open to the idea that it may not have been a random act, uh, or that it was a setup from either the massage parlor or the bank as well, because it just doesn't make any sense. It could be a random act too, because two guys on a bike see a guy just coming out of near a bank and a massage parlor wearing like those backpacks that always tell you there's something important in it. What do you call that? Like a fanny pack. I don't wear that stuff, but I know a lot of people do. If you wear that, why don't you put it under your shirt so it's not visible, right? At least. But yeah, who knows? There's so many different factors in that situation. It's just sad overall. That's yeah, exactly. Old time traveler said, I personally don't think it was just robbery. Yeah, it might not be. Patrick says some in U.S. flying to Chicago or Detroit better than 50% of the agents is a shithead on a power trip. Minneapolis maybe 5%. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So you have to consider for those that haven't traveled too often or just been to the U.S. or the Philippines, for example, U.S. immigration or customs or whatever, they may not care too much because you're a U.S. citizen, but so you don't really see that. And the Philippines is the only country you visit. This is like the case in a lot of immigration, customs bureau, all that stuff in any country. Like a large portion of them are power trips. They want to find any excuse to like make your stay, visit, trip either not happen, be annoying, or whatever. So overall, the Philippines still very good compared to some other countries I've been to personally. So keep that in mind as well. Were you able to sign up for Gcash? I tried with my passport, but were rejected. I assume only ACR card is accepted. I wasn't because I never tried to sign up for Gcash. There's no need for me to do it. Um, I'm never there long enough to need a local payment system. I have cash or credit cards that I use, and yeah, not a big deal. Scars is in the house. Hello, good morning, Alice. Good morning. Larry P says, can you find out how many American troops are now in the Philippines and where, and how many vehicles they have all in Luzon, ready for the Taiwan call? Can I find out? I cannot. Um, I need to get my ACR card in IT Park. I need to get it fast, less than a week. Should I go to Manila or can I get it done fast in Lapu Lapu? I don't know, to be honest, but I would definitely try Lapu Lapu before going to Manila. Go there, let them know exactly why you need it or you need it expressed, and they might be able to help you out. A week, although, I think it's too fast. I don't think they can print out an ACR card and have it ready for you in a week. Either definitely, I don't want to say definitely, most likely not in Cebu. I'm not sure about Manila, but I would pay that $204 taxi ride to go check out Gaisano Mall and see if they can help you. Mumu says, thank you for keeping us informed of current events. I still believe the Philippines is far safer than the United States. I've been looking at Lapu-Lapu as a starting point of my adventures. Thank you, Mumu, and I hope you have an amazing time. In from yeah, I don't want to because I've never been to the U.S. long enough, and I only see certain news articles, so I can't really say. But I'm not surprised, or I do not disagree with what you just said there. But yeah, good luck with your adventures in the Philippines. Steel City TV said, I need to do some more island spots next time. I should be back in Philippines in a few weeks. Awesome. I know Steel City TV was, I think last year considering coming here, so I guess by now he's been here. Share your experience. I know you got a YouTube channel. I got to check it out. It's been a while since I've even looked at other YouTube channels, but guys, yeah, go over see if Steel City TV has some videos you guys can appreciate. Yeah, in any place. That's me like the if I was a robber, a burglar, someone that wants money, that's exactly what I'd be looking for. Someone outside an ATM machine or a bank. So Spicy Rose says there were several stories about withdrawing big money and being robbed in Ecuador. Lots think a bank employee calls some bad guy if you withdraw a lot. That's a good point. I wouldn't be surprised. It makes absolute perfect sense, right? So um, because that takes away the unknown factor. If you're going to rob somebody, is it worth your time, right? Or is the risk worth the reward? Is the squeeze worth the juice? Whichever you want to say it, right? So I would recommend, like somebody else said, also go inside of shopping malls, do your banking, and then don't ever carry large sums of money on you, right? So what I do usually, whenever I take money out, 20,000 pesos at a time, um, I just go straight to my apartment, put it under my mattress. Okay, I'm joking with the mattress. My point is like I go straight home, put it away, and keep a few thousand on me, a couple thousand more. I don't keep more than 2,000 because if I need to spend more than 2,000, it's probably a place that accepts credit cards, and I simply just use my credit card. Worst case scenario, it gets robbed, it gets hacked, or whatever. It ain't my money, bro. I call up the credit card. Hey, yeah, somebody robbed me. That's it. So I don't have to pay for it essentially. So do it that way. There's a couple of small tips, so at least hopefully save you some headache in the future. Most people don't know there's a gang war between Koreans, the Chinese, and Topanga. Yeah, most people, I don't even know that, but I'm not surprised. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on for sure. Joey and Dina Trout said the Philippines is not the utopia vloggers tell you it is. That is why I love this guy's channel. If I'm the guy you're talking about, thank you. And I think it's a great place. I just do this to keep you guys updated with the news. And I've never had any problems in the Philippines, but doesn't mean that there aren't any problems. Scar says, I live in Lapu Lapu. I can't recommend the BIF. It's enough. It's in and out super fast and ACR card extensions, etc. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think they're the best immigration office in any country I've been to, not just the Philippines. So 100% whoever's managing that place needs some kind of recognition for sure. Patrick says, I have noticed too in Central America that if you're a visitor and speak Spanish, they are very good with you. If not, chances are that they'll not have fun. Yeah, if you can't communicate, of course, it might be a problem. I just deleted somebody's message by mistake. My bad. Uh, well, the good thing is now we know never again to use StreamYard. It's confusing and distracting. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here soon. I'm noticing a lot of vloggers here in the Philippines are on power trips also. I'm an outgoing person, but these vloggers seem like they too good to even speak to you. God complex. Really? Who that is? Ignore them. They're just somebody with a camera, bro. Steel City says, last time at 5 a.m. when I landed, I was at a runway Manila into Belmont Hotel sleeping in a minute. I was shocked how it was just a stamp on the passport and have a good day, sir. It's great. Have a good day. Corporal Hicks says, I noticed that Subway and Panda Express are only located in Manila and nowhere else in the Philippines. That seems strange to me. Uh, Panda Express and Subway. Yeah, I think it might be hard to compete with like Jollibee and stuff like that. But maybe the franchise fee is too high. Maybe nobody's even thought about it. But yeah, good point. Mango on Cash Van Life Philippines says, I've been here 3 years now. Do you see a terrible rise in crime now in the Philippines? Seems every time I get it on social media now, tons of videos that feed nothing but serious crimes. I have. I've been here in and out for the past 6 years, and I have to say, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not certain if it's because I'm covering the news more, but even from covering a year ago till now, there's a lot more severe and extreme crimes happening, a lot more shootings, stabbings, robberies, and a lot more against foreigners that I never used to see. I always used to see like against locals on local, but I'm seeing a lot more local on foreigner. Once again, this could be a complete coincidence, but I would have to say yes on the rise of crime. I should have at least highlighted that message if I was going to read it, right? Spicy Rose says, have you been to Bantayan Island just 4 hours bus? Yes, I have. I like it very much. What is the best GoPro you've used? I've only used GoPro 10 and I don't like it overall. I'd say stay away from it. And just overheating problems and the resolution can be a little. The contrast is too high, I think, on that, and low, very poor and low light when it's dark. There's no actual light source. It's horrible. Steel City TV. Every place has good and bad. I felt safe in the Philippines. I'm from a bad area in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, though, so I'm used to crime around me. Good point. Old time traveler says crimes have always existed. Again, it seems more because of the internet and social media. I cannot disagree with that. And there's no market for Chinese American food in the Philippines, probably because a lot of the Chinese, well, the Chinese people probably don't want to eat it, right? So, and then the Filipino people probably think it's close enough to, actually, maybe not. I don't want to say that. But yeah, but there is like Chow King, also very affordable and fast food place. It's nothing like Panda Express, but I think that's like the main, what we would might call Chinese food joint in the Philippines. All right, y'all. If you have any last questions, feel free to ask. My apologies for this shit show of a stream today. I'll do a better job next time. I'm gonna make tomorrow's video in a few hours once I have all my stories compiled. Thank you all for watching, for commenting, for engaging, for being part of Asia Now. You guys have been wonderful. It's been going on a year now. So finally, we're nearly at 10,000 subscribers, which is a good number. And I think we have a very healthy, strong community of like round-minded people. Round-minded people? You know what I mean? Well-rounded people and not fat. I mean like sensible people. So let me read a couple more things and we'll get out of here. And everybody says goodbye and see you. Actually, I'm going to do 1 more minute. I don't like weird numbers. We're at 59 minutes. I like it even at 1 hour. Hey, Robert Cole might be here in June. Definitely, Robert Cole. This time, I'll buy you a coffee in real life since you've been so generous donating to the channel throughout the past few months for sure. So I appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully in June. Um, 2 months from now, in June, maybe I'll be in the Philippines again. I will see. Yo, my knee's been hurting for like 3 days. I don't know what's going on. I iced it. It's still like, I think because, I don't know what's going on with this. Well, I know what it is, but usually there's a cause for this to be swollen. But this time I can't remember what happened. Hey, man, part of being older now, right? You got to deal with this kind of stuff. You know it's bad when your joints are starting to like bother you. Boo, boo, everything. Are we at 1 hour? Yes, we are. All right. Bye, everybody. Au revoir. See you guys. Bye.